The chair recognizes the gentleman from Illinois, Mr. Gutierrez, for 5 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, I've come to the floor to discuss a very serious illness afflicting members of the U.S. House of Representatives. Dana Milbank of the Washington Post diagnosed it as Obama derangement syndrome. Milbank defined the syndrome as an affliction in which the president's opponents are so determined to thwart him that they will reverse long-held views if they believe it will weaken his stature. I would define it as a broader, more serious condition, the irrational fear that the 44th President of America is something he is not. From a public health standpoint, the news is pretty bad. Those of us concerned with the long-term health of the body politic have identified an aggressive, fact-resistant strain of Obama derangement syndrome that affects how the Republican caucus views immigration enforcement. Remember, the Republicans are currently sitting on their hands when it comes to immigration reform because they say they cannot trust the President of the United States to enforce immigration laws. Well, I thought it would be a good time to offer a quiz to determine just how fact-resistant the current epidemic of Obama derangement syndrome really is. Here we have the last 3 presidents of the United States, Bill Clinton, George Bush, and Barack Obama. Mr. Speaker, let's test our knowledge of how much or how little they have enforced the immigration laws of the United States during their term. Question 1, which president deported a population slightly larger than the population of the entire state of Nebraska? With almost 2 million deported so far, Barack Obama has deported more people than live in the entire state of Nebraska. No one has deported more people. A star, first place, goes to Barack Obama. Question 2, who expanded immigration enforcement by local enforcement 100-fold? One of these presidents expanded the Secure Communities program for deporting immigrants who are booked into local jails from 31 jurisdictions in this nation to over 3,000. And who was that? Yes, President Barack Obama, another dubious star. Question number 3, let's go to boots on the ground, where the immigration issue seems to begin and end for many Republicans. Who spent more money on immigration enforcement than all other federal law enforcement combined? Well, if you guessed Barack Obama, you'd be right. Yes, the $18 billion he spends is $3.5 billion more every year than we spend on the FBI, ATF, DEA, Secret Service, all of them combined, in order to achieve what? Unprecedented deportations. Another star. Question 4, what crimes are the most prosecuted crimes in federal court? You think kidnapping, murder, counterfeiting, political corruption? No. Under Barack Obama, the #1 crime prosecuted as a misdemeanor is being illegally in this country, and the #1 crime prosecuted as a felony in federal courts is what? Illegal re-entry to the United States. Another star. Finally, for question 5, we get to detention. Which of these presidents put more than 420,000 people in detention in just one single year of his presidency? Yes, arrested and put them in jail. President Barack Obama has detained more immigrants in jails, prisons, and detention facilities than any other president of the United States of America. That's 5 for 5. And it goes to the Deporter-in-Chief, Barack Obama. But because Obama derangement syndrome is so fact-resistant, I'm not optimistic I've convinced anybody this morning. But tell that to the more than 5,000 American citizen children who sit in foster care because their moms or dads have been deported. Mr. Speaker, let's be clear. The immigrant community is organized and will continue to pressure Republicans and the president until this unprecedented wave of deportation ends. Republicans can either be participants in how this country advances more sensible immigration policies, or they can simply sit on the sideline while the president does it with his phone and his pen. And secondly, if we pass immigration reform in this body today, most of the new reforms won't take place for 2 years. Obama won't even be president of the United States of America. In fact, if Republicans continue to insist on making immigration reform a football in their game against the current president, they are all but guaranteeing that the president in 2 years will not be a member of your party, not a member of the Republican Party, and could be very well be the wife of one of these three gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Gentleman yields back. The chair recognizes the gentleman from